Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another NBA 2K15 My Career game, where first we're going to check out some of the season ending awards. Kevin Durant won the MVP this year, mainly due to me simming a bunch of games. We weren't really in the running, we were like 3rd or 4th in voting. Kevin Durant won it. Defensive Player of the Year went to Anthony Davis. MVP and Defensive Player of the Year were 2 awards Denny Tice won last season, but this season we're just going to have to settle for being all NBA first team at guard, which I'm fine with, but obviously you like to be that MVP. But one thing we did do that I was proud of is that we won the scoring title for the first time this year, so we could, get that in our back pocket. And also all defensive first team, even though once again we didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, we're still recognized for playing that good defense in the games I did in sim. So that's all chill. You guys can see my final stats on the season here. The one thing that pops out is, assist numbers are definitely down from last year. That's a lot due to simming, but also my 3-point percentage, 50%. Last year, I don't think I even shot 40% by the time the year ended. This year, we're at a solid 50. That had nothing. It kind of did have something to do with simming, but we just been taking better 3-point shots, and they've just been going down a lot more this year. I guess that has a part to do with patch 4, but we're definitely taking advantage of that to the best of our abilities. You see Stokes going to give it to Tice, and we're going to get a perfect release in that jumper right there. And we're playing against the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the playoffs. What a mean rejection. But Larry Sanders is going to get the bucket on the putback. But yeah, we're playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's 4 seed versus 5 seed. We're the 4 seed, so we have home court advantage. And plus, we won our division. Not that it really matters. We still have the better record over the Bucks. As you guys see, Denny Tice struggling a little bit here. 1 for 4. But, we're still kind of in the game. We're only down 1 thanks to a little run by the bench while I was on the bench. So, yeah, we're playing against the Bucks, and they have Dwight Howard on their team. It's not just the Milwaukee Bucks. It's the Milwaukee Bucks with Dwight, as Darren Williams is going to spot up for 3 and get it to go in the corner. That's going to extend the lead to 4 points. Of course, we want to protect home court in this series as we get some decent defense there in Brandon Knight. We're running the break here. We're going to lob it up to Darren Williams, reverse layups in the air. D-Will is not really known for plays like that, but hey, I'll take any good play we can get from D-Will because he's such a hot and cold player. You just got to take him when they come. As Denny Tice, for some reason, tried to slam that one home over, 2 people or whatever the hell that was, but I wasn't really trying to slam that. Anyways, Joe Johnson's running the break, and early on, Joe Johnson had the hot hand. It wasn't me that had the hot hand. It was Joe Johnson. I don't know why, but it was him. As you see, Brandon Knight's going to pull up that jumper right there, so, his Bucks team, there's no Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. He is not on the team, as Jabari's going to get that bucket to go. Jabari Parker is definitely on this team, and he's definitely making his presence felt throughout this game because he's a star player in the team. I don't know what his rating was exactly at this point, but if he's a star player, I think that means he has to be at least over an 87 overall. So Jabari's packing some heat, and so is Dwight Howard. And plus Brandon Knight's a decent point guard, so they got themselves a nice little squad. As you see, we're going to rip the ball from Kendall Marshall. That's the backup point guard, and Steve Novak is going all the way for the layup right there. So our lineup fluctuated throughout the season, but our the shooting guard and the small forward, those are the 2 spots that fluctuate throughout the season as far as who started. We put a nice move on Kendall Marshall and take it all the way baseline to the rim to extend the lead to 7. As here we're trying to extend the lead some more, and Denny Tice with a step back jumper, and it's going to be still a 7-point lead going into the second half. We're barely clinging on to this one, but that's the way it's going to go with this team because, without Kobe, we don't have any star players on the team. But it's Joe Johnson and Steve Novak that are starting for us. After all the dust was settled, those are the 2 that ended up being the starters at shooting guard and small forward, respectively. Not too happy about Novak starting at small forward. I think if we start Joe Johnson at small forward and put, Darren Williams or Brandon Jennings at shooting guard, it will work out better for us since Joe is a pretty big guy. As we take the jumper right there, I didn't really want to go in the paint right there because, the Bucks do kind of scare me a little bit. Not gonna lie, they got Dwight Howard, they got John Henson, they got Larry Sanders, they got some big guys that will reject your shot if you go into the paint. Though here, once again, I'm not really trying to do that, so I'm gonna hit the little floater, and that's gonna go for us as Brandon Knight's gonna hit a step back jumper. That's good. I don't know how Brandon Knight got that one to go, but for the most part, we were playing some pretty good defense on Knight. So yeah, that's our lineup and all that stuff. Is Joe Johnson in the corner for 3, getting it to go, and this is literally the best game Joe Johnson has played. As right on cue, he's actually going to miss an open jump right here. This is the best game he's played since the very first game we had with the Nets. If you guys remember the first game we played, Kobe was doing his thing, but Joe Johnson, he was like, I don't know, he had like a bunch of points. He barely missed any shots, but ever since then, Joe Johnson's kind of sucked, to be honest. But this game, he was lighting it up. I guess it's just first game in the regular season with me, first game of the playoffs. Joe Johnson's feeling it, so I'll definitely take that as Brandon Jennings is going to knock down the jumper right here in transition. Getting some help from my teammates. I mean, I was kind of surprised the amount of help I was getting from my teammates because I was not shooting well this game. Even though we knocked down that jumper, we're not even shooting over 50%, which is something I definitely try to do in every single game. Shoot at least 50% because you usually need to do that to win against the Hall of Fame, but Hall of Fame computers, as Darren Williams is going to miss three-pointer right here. But I was definitely getting a lot of help from my teams. I had 15 assists near the end of the third quarter. This is somehow almost, or it was actually a foul. I don't know what the hell happened there. But we're going to go to the bench at the start of the fourth quarter. We're up 12 points, even though they fade away here. I believe that's one of the Morris twins over there. It's going to knock the lead down to 12. You know, I couldn't ask for a better game right now. For me to be shooting under 50%, having 20 points, and for us to be up 8, I'll take it as we're going to knock down this 3 right here. Big 3 from Tice. I was, you know, I was missing a bunch of really good 3s, but that 3 I made, I mean, I don't know what the hell the shot logic is, and then the A+ shot doesn't go down. It's whatever. It's Brandon Knight. We're all up in Brandon Knight's space right now. I want to make sure Brandon Knight's not taking any jump shots. I think that's the way to guard Brandon Knight. I'm trying to figure out how to guard Brandon Knight in the fly right now because he don't really play too much games against him. You know how to guard guys like CP3, guys like Curry. Well, you can't really guard Curry, but the main point guards like Kyrie and stuff like that. You figure out how to guard them when you play enough games against them. But I haven't really, you know, studied Brandon Knight, what he does in 2K and stuff like that. Is we're just gonna get a beautiful bounce pass between the double team to Brook Lopez. But for the most part, we're guarding him pretty well, and Steve Novak's gonna knock down a jumper here. That's pretty much, you know. No. Actually, this is pretty much going to solidify the win. This is when you know what's going your way. Joe Johnson, bang, from downtown. Lead is 17. That's going to do it. Joe Johnson, just for good measure, going to knock down one more 3 right there. I believe we ended the game with 28 points. Joe Johnson ended the game with 27 after this bucket right here. So he was definitely lighting it up. Hopefully, this Joe Johnson is here to stay for the playoffs because it is anyone that could beat a Robin to me being Batman on this team. It is Joe Johnson. So hope you guys leave a like in this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NBA 2K15 micro games, and I'll catch you guys for game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals.